that mask on.
Alright, so the best way I can summarize the Season 2 reveal is if you're enjoying the current state of Battlefield, especially if you're a casual player, you'll enjoy Season 2. Because ultimately, as a standalone update, Season 2 looks pretty cool, but it doesn't do anything to help fix the game's larger issues. New weapons like the GRT DMR, VCR Assault Rifle, Scorpion Sidearm, CZ SMG, and M121 LMG are all nice additions. 2 new maps with Contaminated acting as the larger outdoor space, and Hagenthal bolstering the game's smaller indoor spaces are also nice, yet predictable updates that still don't solve the veteran player's gripes over small maps, and some new, bigger game-changing additions like the Little Bird, a new RedSec POI, and the Igla anti-air rocket will help spruce up the sandbox. But in no way is this update going to save the game long term, because again, this update was supposed to come weeks ago. And here we are with a service that's lost well over 90% of its player base, delaying its next major update for seemingly no additional content. No gold mid, no foundational changes to the experience, and ultimately a huge focus on fixes that should have been handled months ago, with DICE boasting quote-unquote hundreds of fixes and gameplay changes, which, 120 days after release, with only 8% of the population still here, isn't the flex they think it is. At the time of recording, Battlefield has about 40,000 players on Steam, coming in far behind Arc Raiders, War Thunder, and even Call of Duty. Thus, to reclaim Season 1 numbers, we're talking about a 500,000 player increase per platform, about a 10x jump that there's no way this update will achieve, as the devs seem to have sunk more effort into limited time modes than anything else, while they bought time to correct issues that should have been solved before release, like game crashes, audio bugs, and balance passes. Ultimately, Season 2 looks like an interesting update with the introduction of night ops, exciting new weapons, and a selection of seemingly better cosmetics. But it seems to be acting as a stopgap for larger changes that were needed a while back. Again, DICE is pretending everything is fine with the content as usual, while also bending over backwards to fill in the cracks of the game's busted foundation, wasting everyone's time and killing itself in the process. But guys, if you enjoy in-depth reviews and discussions on all things Battlefield, drop a like and hit subscribe, and let's talk all things Season 2. To kick things off, let's break down what Season 2 is going to offer its players between 3 chapters kicking off next week. First, starting February 17th, we're introduced to Season 2 with Extreme Measures, where players will receive the AJ Little Bird, GRT DMR, VCR Assault Rifle, M121 LMG, and the first map Contaminated, which doesn't feature jets, a huge miss for players looking for big maps. Aside from just guns, the Igla will also make a return to Engineer, and Recon will receive a gadget that disrupts enemy hardware with the HTI Mark II hardware suppression system. All of this content drops alongside a multiplayer limited time mode titled VL7 Strike, which seeks to make visibility even worse with clouds of toxic gas that makes your vision hallucinate unless you equip a gas mask. Aside from VL7, RedSec will finally get some attention in the form of 2 limited time events across BR and Gauntlet. Again, introducing the gas to Fort Linden. Perhaps a better use for the gimmick in my opinion, but still not the ranking system or rewards people may have been expecting to come to RedSec like rumors had suggested. And also, alongside the Day 1 release, there appears to be a Lunar's New Year's event that's not getting all that much marketing yet, but will most likely include a series of challenges and rewards similar to what we saw in 2042. Next, with March 17th's Nightfall chapter, we'll receive our second map, the small indoor Hagental base, alongside 2 new weapons, the CZ Scorpion Evo, as well as the classic Baby Scorpion as a sidearm. Perhaps the best part of this update will be the introduction of night modes for both multiplayer and Gauntlet, but again, only for a limited time, hopefully something we can pressure DICE into leaving in the rotation for good. And finally, April 14th, we receive the last chapter, Hunter and Prey. Here we'll see Portal updates, a new melee weapon, a new MRAP type vehicle, and most importantly, the introduction of operations across both new maps via, again, a limited time mode that should honestly just stick around. So all in all, I'd highlight the new weapons, new maps, Little Bird, and night modes as the key features, while I'd expect the limited time modes to be rather forgettable unless they feature some great cosmetics, which would help solve the current issues with player progression and achievement. And as someone who's interested in RedSec, it's nice to see the devs finally give a fuck about their massive free-to-play initiative, with the night version of Gauntlet being the real star of the show. However, none of this matters unless the devs actually fix the core experience, and after months of waiting, it appears it'll finally happen with update 1.2.1.0. According to early summaries, the update will target all aspects of the game and feature quote-unquote hundreds of gameplay improvements, including recoil tuning, movement fixes, stability, and more refining of the audio and UI. All things we needed to have consistent fixes for, but DICE has delayed for one big update, so while I'm happy to see it, let me know in the comments below what you think they'll break with this update. Now, shifting away from the notes themselves, let's just say the community response has been not that great. Even creators I've known for years and typically have pretty optimistic views are feeling the burnout. Again, a game that was supposed to take Battlefield to the next level has crashed and burned, falling behind Call of Duty in daily player counts, and failing to keep its live service on track just weeks after release. I'm personally trying to go into every update with an open mind, but watching creators I care about express how they don't even want to create content, and watching the fanbase fall out from under our feet is tough. Even if DICE fixes the game over the next few weeks, it really doesn't seem like EA or Battlefield Studios has the capacity nor the care to make Battlefield as great as it once was. So like I said at the beginning of this video, if you're enjoying the game today, you'll like it even more next week. But if you've already tuned out, this update isn't doing anything groundbreaking. While Night Ops are great, the obsession with limited time content, the death of RedSec Elite or any competitive modes, and the sheer unwillingness to get back into making large-scale content like they used to do for Premium will ultimately keep the game where it is. A game that boasts AAA budgets, staffing, and marketing, and then delivers B-list content and gameplay, while competitors take over with more interesting, high-quality concepts and delivery. But guys, let me know how many players you think we'll see on Steam next week, and for everything else Battlefield, drop a like and hit subscribe, and as always, thank you guys for watching.